ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। 28, 29. आत्मोपलक्षकः प्राणो नत्वात्मैषो नृतत्वतः। नामरूपात्मकः प्राणो माययोत्पादितो ह्यसौ। Narada had concluded the prana itself as Atma, and if you have got direct cognition of prana by upasana, one can get freed from shoka. That he has verified in terms of deep sleep state. In deep sleep state, prana is exclusively there, no source. Therefore, that is discovering the prana to be Atma is the solution to get freed from sorrows of samsara. That is what Narada concluded. It was wrong. Sanat Kumara now points out it is only amukhya prana, amukhya Atma. Secondarily, it is Atma. Why? Prana comes very close to Atma and it can indicate what Atma Swarupa is, but prana by itself cannot be Atma, it is false in nature. Now the question comes, if prana is false in nature, means destructible, how can it ever indicate what Atma is? So for which answer is given, even though something is false, it can indicate the real thing. The reflection of your face in the mirror is not true, it is false, but it certainly makes you know what your face is. Imagine if mirrors were not there. You know what you have to do? To find out how your face looks like. What you have to do? Find out some water surface which is not disturbed, etc. And even then it is not clear, it is not clear. So that is why, that is now reflection, though false, it is exact replica of what your face is or any object that is. But other object you can directly see, but not your face. Strange thing. You can see everything with your eyes, but you can't see your eyes by yourself. Is it? Can you ever see? You can see the reflection, but not the eyes. So the face, though that reflection is false, it indicates what the face can be. So also here it is possible, now explained in stanza 30. Andrutopesha satyasya lakshaka pratibimbavat. Mukhasya pratibimbena mukham swasyopalakshate. In your Madras edition book, Mukhyasya is there, correct it. Mukhasya. Anvaya. Eshaha andrutaha api pratibimbavat satyasya lakshakaha. Eshaha andrutaha api pratibimbavat satyasya lakshakaha. Mukhasya pratibimbena swasya mukham upalakshyate. Mukhasya pratibimbena swasya mukham upalakshate. Eshaha andrutaha api. Eshaha, this one, who is that? Eshaha pranaha. This prana, no doubt is what? Andruta, false. Why false? What do you mean by false? Not real. What do you mean by not real? How do you define reality? Trikala abadhita vastu. The thing that cannot be negated, that cannot get destroyed, that cannot get changed in all periods of time. That is what? Satyam. This is not so. Why? Because prana is the product of Maya Shakti. Maya Shakti consists of Jnana Shakti, Ichha Shakti, Kriya Shakti. That Kriya Shakti belongs to what? This prana. So that being the case, Maya itself is false. How do you say Maya itself is false? You can't categorically define this creative power called Maya as something which is always or something is not. Why is it so? Because if it is, it should not get destroyed at any period of time. If it is not at all, it should not be conceived, or it cannot be perceived, or its effects cannot be seen. But the effect, the Jagat, is verily perceived. At the same time, it gets negated, destroyed in the wake of knowledge. Sannapya sannapyubhayatmikano, bhinnapya bhinnapyubhayatmikano, sangapya nangapyubhayatmikano, mahadbhuta anirvachaniya rupa. Satapina asatapina. Nor you can say Sat that exists all the time. Asat never exists also you can't say. So that is the bhinnapya bhinna. You can't say it is identical with Brahma, you can't say. Nor can you say it is independent of Brahma, you can't say. You can't say it has got parts, Sangha. It has got parts, you can't say it doesn't have. You can't say it is free from parts because the Jagat is full of parts, which is the product Maya. So finally what you have to do is say, Maha Adbhuta, great wonder, Anirvachaniya Rupa, which cannot be defined categorically. Nirvachaniya is not, it is not so, so that is Maya, which is false in nature, though effects are seen. Just as see, a rope is mistaken as the snake on account of what? Ignorance. This ignorance you can't say really is nor is not. Why? Ignorance gets destroyed when you see the rope. Therefore it is not real. Real in the sense, Vedantic parlance, it is not the thing that can exist all the period of time. Nor can you say it is not because the effect the snake is seen there. So that way Maya also, so product of Maya is prana, and therefore, so eshaha, this prana, andrutaha api, though false in nature, pratibimbavat satyasya lakshaha. Like pratibimba, like the reflection of a thing in the mirror, or your face in the mirror, the face only, next second line will be explained, second line will explain. So pratibimbavat satyasya lakshakaha. So it is the lakshaka, the one that indicates what Satya Swarupa Atma Brahma is. See, a lakshaka itself is not the lakshya. You know distinction between lakshaka and lakshya? You know, road indicators are there. This goes to Panji. You go on and hang to that post where Panji is written. Will you reach Panji? No. You have to traverse in that direction. So is it not? Like that. If prana's nature, if you analyze, you can get some indication as to what Atma is. How? Already told. Everything is centered in prana, so also everything is centered in Atma. So that being the case, it is only Lakshaka, only one that indicates Satyasya. Satya here is Atma, Brahma, which is called as Bhuma, we will see in due course. How is it so? And that is, Drishtanta is given. Mukhasya pratibimbena swasya mukham upalakshate. Mukhasya pratibimbena, by the reflection of the face, what is indicated is what? Swasya mukham, one's own mukha. See, you want to apply tilak or kunku on your face. You see in the mirror. Where do you apply? Apply like this. You see the reflection there, but where have you applied? Here. Because it is indication of where exactly is the forehead. Naito, you will say and you will apply to the mouth or the nose. No. It is not on the head as such. It is how it is. So that is indication. Though it is seen there, which is false, it is not your face. Can the mirror be your, the reflection can be your face? No. If you say, I will bring concave or convex mirrors, okay, and see tamasha afterwards. So what are you going to see that? It cannot be so. Therefore he says, Mukhasya pratibimbena swasya mukham upalakshate. One's own face is indicated. So also, prana, though false in nature, So it can indicate what Atma is. Now the question arises like this. Look, Sanat Kumara taught to Narada so many upasanas, beginning from Nama Brahmeti Upasita, ending with not Asha, Prana. One penultimate was Asha. But afterwards, again, that is what happened. He asked, anything superior to Asha? Yes. What is it? Prana. Up to Prana. Now, if all these upasanas were given with Brahma Drishti, looking upon them as a Brahma, why do you say only Prana is the Atma Upalakshaka? Let us be what? Democratic. Let everyone have the chance to become the Upalakshaka, indicator of what? Atma. Why do you say so? Only the Prana is Upalaksha of Atma. Let us see. You tell me, what is this Atma? What do you refer to? Entire creation can be divided into two categories. I and this. Aham, idam. None of the idam, this can fall in the category of I, and I can never be this. Except one case I told you. What is that? Where I is referred as this. On telephonic conversation. This is so and so. That is fine. That is not the thing as such. So I can never be this. Now, Namadi Prananta, not Prananta, Ashanta, beginning from Nama, the Shabda, the word which was to be looked upon as Brahma, up to Asha, the desire. Desire there was to create the Jagat of Ishvara, or individual case desire also, Trishna, Kama. So, these can they fit in the category of I or this? They can't be I. It has to be this. Whereas Prana, what happens? It fits in the category of I. Not that only Prana fits in the category of I. There are few things which fit in the category of I. Indriyas. I see. I hear. What you take as I? I am hungry. I am thirsty. Pranas. Mind also. Restless and quiet and composed. Mind is taken as I. Among those which are taken as I, because I, Atma, whether you know or not, it is I. But which I? Not the one I mistake as myself to be, but the true I, totally distinct from the embodiment which we mistake as I. So therefore, this Prana, among those which fall in the category of I, the most prominent, comes most close to Atma, and therefore it serves as the one that indicates that Atma, Atmopalakshakaha. So this is what is now. The question is, so why others cannot indicate Atma? So why Prana only? Let us see now. Atmedam buddhi gammaistairashantairnopalakshate. Atmedam buddhi gammaistairashantairnopalakshate. Pranoham buddhi gammeshu sthitatvadatmalakshakaha. Pranoham buddhi gammeshu sthitatvadatmalakshakaha. Anvaya. Atma idam buddhi gammaihi taihi. First note sandhi. Taihi ashantaihi na upalakshate. Sandhi. Now anvaya. Idam buddhi gammaihi taihi. Then add adhyara namadi. Add there namadi. Continue. Ashantaihi na upalakshate. Pranaha aham buddhi gammeshu sitatvat atmalakshakaha. Prana aham buddhi gammeshu sitatvat atmalakshakaha. Atma idam buddhi gammaihi taihi namadi ashantaihi na upalakshate. Atma na upalakshate. Atma is not indicated, or means is not indicated by all these. What are those? Idam buddhi gammaihi. Those which are known as idam, this, When you say idam, automatically it means distinct from, different from whom? Aham, I. So those which are available in the creation as idam, what are they? With respect to whom the upasanas were given, beginning from namadi, the nama, shabda, from that, ashantaihi, ending with asha. So, na upalakshati is not indicated. Atma being I, now he says, pranaha aham buddhi gammeshu sthitatva. Prana falls in the category of those which are referred to as I. Aham buddhi gamya. Idam buddhi, the notion of this. Aham buddhi, the cognition of I as such. So, among those things which fit in the category of I, which can be indriyas, which can be mind, which can be prana, so therefore it fits in that. So, sthitatva, being one among those, atma lakshakaha is the one which indicates Atma. That is why Sanat Kumara, so what did he do? First, he gave him what is Amukhya Atma, and Shruti also says so, but Narada concluded it to be the final Atma, which is not correct, and Sanat Kumara takes pity on Narada, even though he has not asked for further principle on his own, he points out so that Narada can get freed from samsara. So therefore, the one who has discovered the Atma Swarupa, he is the one who is the true Ativadi. He is the one who is true Ativadi. Earlier what was told? The one who knows prana by upasana, he is Ativadi. You know what is Ativadi now? Morning we have seen. What is Ativadi? Bahut bolta hai. One who speaks of something great. One who speaks of the transcendental. So that's what Ativadi. Atitya vadadi. That which has transcended everything, about that he speaks. So and that if someone accuses him, yes, I am speaking because that is the nature of prana, he should assert and not conceal that he is Ativadi. But that Ativaditva is a secondary one. Why? Prana as Atma itself is secondary and not primary. The primary Ativaditva is the one who knows the Satya Swarupa Atma, and therefore says, Eshatu Ativadati Yasat Yaha Sattena Ativadati. So, Sanat Kumara pointed out, Narada, truly speaking, the one who is a real Ativadi is this person. Who is this person? Sattena Ativadati, natu pranena Ativadati. The one who Ativadati means one who speaks of something transcendental with respect to Satya Swarupa Atma and not the Mithya Rupa Prana. So therefore he draws the contrast, and that is that Shruti phrase, Eshatu Ativadati. Esha means the one who is going to be told as the one who has discovered Brahma, Bhuma or Atma. So he is the one who is Ativadi, who Satyena Ativadati, one who speaks of Satya Swarupa Atma, is being explained now. Ata evati vaditvam asti pranatma vedanat. Amukhyam tacca mukhyam tu bhavet satyatma vedanat. Ataha eva pranatma vedanat amukhyam ativaditvam asti. Amukhyam ativaditvam asti. Satyatma vedanat tu tacca mukhyam bhavet. Satyatma vedanat tu tacca mukhyam bhavet. Ataha eva. Therefore, verily for this reason. What is the reason? Because prana is anatma. Pranasya anatmatvat eva. Prana being the one which is anatma, not the true atma. Secondarily it was told as atma because of being atmopalakshakaha. So therefore, so pranasya anatmatvad eva pranatma vedanad ativaditvam asti. So pranatma vedanat amukhyam ativaditvam asti. by knowing what is prana, it is amukhya ativaditva. Amukhya means what? Not mukhya, secondary one. The one who knows prana by hiranyagara, ahangraha, upasana, he knows prana as atma. It is not primary atma, secondary in nature, and therefore that status of being ativadi, one who speaks of transcendental, that status also is secondary in nature. By the by, stanza 23. The chinvan ativaditi kathyate. Somebody got a doubt. There is yuktya dhiyachavai chinvan nativaditi kathyate, stanza 23. There chinvan nativadi, their double na is seen there. Therefore somebody concluded, chinvan na ativadi bhavati. Ulta ho gaya idhar. There is no double na. Double na is there, but it is not a negative negation na. Chinvan. Next, the sandhi breaking is this way. Maybe that I had split it, but I have not brought your notice specifically. Chinvan plus ativadi. That nakara followed by the nakara gets doubled. If it were chinvan nativadi, you know what would happen? Chinvan nativadi bhavati. So therefore it is not that he doesn't become ativadi, no. He becomes ativadi, but subsequently it was that ativaditva is what type of ativaditva? Secondary amukhya. So therefore it says, ataha eva, because prana being anatma, the status of prana being anatma, therefore pranatma vedana, by knowing that prana is atma as told by Shruti, Vedas, Upanishad, amukhyam ativaditvam asti. For that upasaka, certainly there is the status of being ativadi, but what type of ativaditva it is? Amukhyam, na mukhyam, it is secondary, not primary. Then what is the mukhya ativaditva? It says, satyatma vedana tu. Tu shows the contrast between the amukhya ativaditva and primary mukhya ativaditva. So mukhya ativaditva is possible by this. Satyatma vedana. Satya Swarupa Brahma itself is what? Atma. By this direct cognition, sakshatkara. So, to Satyatma Vedana tu Mukhyam tu Tacha. Tat stands for Ativaditvam. That means that status of being Ativadi is what? Mukhyam Bhave. It is the Mukhya, the primary one. Means only this much. The one who knows the prana by upasana, no doubt is ativadi, but secondarily, one who knows the Satya Swarupa Bhuma as Atma, he has got that primary mukhya ativaditva. This has to be known clearly. Which one now out of two Narada would prefer? A mukhya or mukhya? Mukhya. So he is prompt now. Bhagavan, I want to this. What is that? I would like to have that mukhya ativadita, not the amukhya. Why? What was his request? Tarati shokam atmavid. So he thought, if you know the prana as atma, I will be free from sorrows. But when Sanat Kumara pointed out, it is secondary, but primary is Satya Swarupa Bhuma Atma has to be discovered. He is very quick to point out, I would like to be ativadi. Why? Satyena, by knowing the Satya Swarupa Atma, he says, there in the Shruti 7:16:1, Soham Bhagava Satyena Ativadaniti. Chandogya 7:16:1. O Bhagavan, O revered Sir Satkumara, he says, I would like to be ativadi. How? Satyena, by discovering the Satya Swarupa Atma, not the Amukhya. So therefore he says, Karunyatishayam društva santushto narado bravit. Karunyatishayam društva santushto narado bravit. Satyenaivativadi syam andrutasyatmatam tyajan. Satyenaivativadi syam andrutasyatmatam tyajan. Anvaya, karunyatishayam društva Santushtaha Naradaha Abravit Andritasya Atmatam Tyajan Satyena Eva Ativadi Syam. Satyena Eva Ativadi Syam. Andritasya Atmata Tyajan Satyena Eva Ativadi Syam. Karunyatishayam Drishtva. Having seen the exceeding degree of compassion. Whose compassion? Sanat Kumara. Narada saw the exceeding degree of compassion on the part of Sanat Kumara. Why? He knows what he has concluded. What did he conclude? Prana is Atma, and he had no doubt about it. Why he had no doubt about it? He concluded in sleep prana exclusively is there, and therefore no shoka, no sorrow. Therefore prana jnana will give freedom from sorrow. Therefore he didn't ask, Bhagavan, is there something superior to prana? He didn't ask. But Sanat Kumara knew where Narada has gone wrong, and out of compassion he should be helped to get out from this samsara. On his own, unasked, he points out that is amukhya. You should know what mukhya atma and become that way ativadi. See, this word ativadi is only for the praise of prana to atma much more, because the atma is the mukhya, the satya is the mukhya atma, therefore ativadi. So he says, Karunyatishayam Drishtva, having seen this exceeding degree of compassion on the part of Guru Sanat Kumara, Naradaha Abravi. So Narada said, what? Andrutasya Atmatam Tyajan. That is wrong notion that prana as Atma, which is false, having given up. What would I like to be? Satyena eva ativadi sam. I will become ativadi. How? Satyena eva means knowing Satya Swarupa Atma and not Andrita Swarupa Prana. Means I want to be primarily the ativadi, means I want to gain direct cognition of what Atma Swarupa Bhuma is. Fine. What Narada said, I would like to be ativadi. Which ativadi? Satyena. How is it possible? He has to gain the knowledge of Satya Swarupa Atma Brahma, not that banging the table. I want to be. Somebody said, one student said, I want to become doctor. Kitna percentage mil gaya? 69. Where? Ulta karega 96, that is okay. But 96 also nowhere in the way. 96 also will be nowhere. They have to appear for CET, that is better. All mugging up and manipulation, etc., they can get this seat. There are also problem. Court cases and all nonsense going on. Anyway, so therefore, merely banging the table, I would like to be ativadi. How? Mukhya ativadi is not going to. Sanat Kumara being a teacher, guru, true to the salt, he is quick in giving the means by which that Satya Sarupa, Atma, Brahma, Bhuma can be discovered directly. Without having the means, what is that? Only I want to know Atma. It is good. Shubhecha. Shubhecha means what? Yes. First step in spirituality, Shubhecha. All of you have got, okay? Otherwise, you will not land here at all. Or nor will not attend my class. That also my classes, okay? So, my classes means what? There are no frills there, that's all. So, now, is that with the case? He says, the upaya, the means have to be given by which he can gain the knowledge of Satya Sarupa Atma Bhuma. So, that being the case. So, Sanat Kumara points out, Tyam tveva vijidnyasitavyam. One should certainly know what that Satya is. One should discover for oneself directly. For which one has to take to the upayas, the means of knowing Satya. So there now, the means by which sadhanas, the upayas, by which Satya can be known, are being given one by one. And the author, Vidyaranya Muni, is going to explain each and every one of these upayas. Vicharaniyam tat satyam vijnanamananadibhi. Dhyanavannokti matrena buddhi tetyabravit guruhu. Of course, it cannot be mistake, but alternative reading is there. It can be also dhyanavan, alternative reading is dhyanavat. So that is better, dhyanavat is better. Dhyanavan also can apply in that context. Anvaya. Tat satyam vijnana mananadibhihi vicharaniyam. That satya, what is that satya? Atma Sarupa. Will be called, described as bhuma in Chandogya. So therefore, that satyam, what should be done? Vicharaniyam, should be inquired into. How to be vicharaniyam? What is satya, what is satya, what is satya? Will not get help. So in this manner, it has been inquired into and discovered. How? These upayaihi, vijnana mananadibhihi upayaihi, add their upayaihi. Vijnana manadadibhi upayaihi vicharaniyam. Anvaya. Tat satyam jnana mananadibhihi, add upayaihi vicharaniyam. Dhyanavat. Again, better you take sandhi. Otherwise, somewhere na is there, you will tell. Here na, of course, is there. Dhyanavat na ukti matrena is sandhi breaking. Anvaya will be Dhyanavat ukti matrena na buddheta iti guruhu abravit. Dhyanavat ukti matrena na buddheta iti guruhu abravit. Tat satyam, that satya has to be inquired into and discovered. How? By these upayas. What are those? Vijnana, manana, adibhihi. All these will be told one by one, described one by one. Vijnana, then manana. Adi stands for Shraddha. Nishtha means commitment. Will be explained in subsequent stanzas. Kritihi, these are words used in the Shruti, Chandogya mantra. Kritihi means Indriya Sanyamana, which is necessary to have the Chitta Ekagra. So mastery over the mind is necessary to have the single pointed, mastery over the Indriya, sense organs and organs of action is necessary to have the single pointedness of the mind. So that is, Kriti will be explained one by one. Sukham. Now Sukha here is peculiarly it is given this way as such. That Bhuma in Mukti, where you discover Bhuma Atma Sarupa, there is Ananda. This should be known, this knowledge must be there even before you discover what Bhuma is. Why? In Mukti, if Ananda is there, is not known, who will pursue the knowledge of Bhuma? So that is what is called as that knowledge, that in Mukti, Moksha, there is Ananda, Sukha. What Sukha it is? Niratishaya Sukha. Limitless Ananda, Sarupa Ananda, not Vishayananda, not the Ananda based on sense object. So therefore, it says, Mananadibhi. So, one by Vijnana. Vijnana stands for Sakshatkara, direct cognition, Atma Sakshatkara, Atma Anubhava. So, Vijnana. Manana, you know Manana, but they will be defined now. So, therefore, the Satya Swarupa Atma Bhuma has to be inquired and discovered with the means Vijnana, Manana, Shraddha, Nishtha, Kriti, Sukham. The question may come, why should we inquire? Let Guru tell this thing and I will do that. Somebody asked, no, the morning, Shaktipata, like that. Let Guru take the responsibility and let me do. He says, no, it is not possible. In Upasanas, Guru says something, you can straight away take to Upasana without inquiring to, you will get the promised result, certainly. In Atma Jnana, Vichara Rahita, means anything done without the vichara inquiry is not going to yield the result. The contrast between the dhyana, meditation, upasana, and with jnana is vichara is indispensable for jnana, which is not at all necessary for upasana, the dhyana. In upasana, do this like this. What you have to do is what? Repeatedly take to the practice. And if you take to the practice as told with proper adjustments in the personality, etc., you are bound to gain the result. But that itself is not sufficient in gaining the jnana. You have to inquire to get rid of your wrong notions. First, get rid of wrong notion as to what Atma, the wrong notion as to what Atma is, which is wrong. Then inquire and discover what Atma is. Like writing on the blackboard. What you have to do first? I think these examples are obsolete nowadays. Everything is now computerized, possibly on the screen only. But there also what you have to do? You have to wipe out, is it not? You have to wipe out cleanness. Whatever that is there is not going to help. So first, clean the blackboard of whatever that is written. You can go on writing on whatever that is written, but it will not be clearly visible. So like that, get rid of wrong notion as to what all anatma you have taken as atma. Then discover directly what atma is. So therefore, vichara, inquiry, is inevitable. And that vichara is not given to our whims and fancies. Not simply what? What is atma, what is atma, what is atma, what is atma. You know what will happen? Either you will sleep or you will get so bored and you may develop headache also. I thought of gaining knowledge of Atma, but what I got was migraine only. So not that way. So therefore it says, as guided by Shruti. So as guided by Shruti, one has to inquire. So why? The reason is, dhyanavat, as in the case of dhyana, says, ukti matrena. Ukti matrena means by mere upadesha of the Guru without any vichara. Ukti matrena stands for vichara rahitena upadeshena. For example, nama brahmeti upasita. So you do upasana, take to meditation by looking upon nama shabda as Brahma. No vichara, this is. You go on what? Nama shabda is Brahma, shabda is Brahma. Give that preoccupation of the mind. If you do it, whatever result promised for that, you are bound to gain it. No vichara required. So like that, here it won't work. Dhyanavat ukti matrena na means result cannot be gained. So, na buddheta. Na buddheta means satya sarupa atma cannot be known by mere upadesha without any vichara. Iti, who said, Guruhu Abravi. Guru Sanat Kumara tells the Shishya Narada. Now what are these? Vijnana, Manana, Shraddha, Nishtha, Kritihi, Sukham. One by one they are being now defined. What is Vijnana? The meaning of Vijnana Shabda is now given. Sanshayam cha viparyasam nirakritya visheshataha. Sanshayam cha viparyasam nirakritya visheshataha. Yada janati vijnanat satyavadi bhavet tada. Yada janati vijnanat satyavadi bhavet tada. Yada संशयं च विपर्यासं निराकृत्य विशेषतः जानाति तदा विज्ञानात् सत्यवादी भवेत्. यदा संशयं च विपर्यासं निराकृत्य विशेषतः जानाति तदा सत्यवादी तदा विज्ञानात् सत्यवादी भवे. The true satyavadi becomes this way. How? When one has got the knowledge of Satya Swarupa Atma in this manner, what manner? Not simply that I am Atma Swarupa, I am Atma, I am Atma, I am Atma is not going to help. Satya Sai Baba once gave an incident. Someone came to a Mahatma, seasoned Mahatma, not ordinary Mahatma, okay? And he wanted to show that person wanted to show I am a great sadhaka. So he went. And he told Mahatma, Maharaj, last 35 years I am doing sadhana, but no result. He expected Mahatma to, what? 35 years you are taking to sadhana, some appreciation. But this Mahatma was very cool. He was very cool about that. So he coolly asked, what sadhana were you doing? This fellow thought, because he doesn't know what sadhana I am doing, therefore he didn't appreciate. Maharaj, I was doing japa. Acha, what japa were you doing? Says, I was doing japa, Shivoham, Shivoham, Shivoham for last 35 years. Maharaj was true to the salt. Do you know the meaning of Shivoham? Maharaj, of course I know. What is it? I am Shiva. He coolly asked, if you are Shiva, how Parvati is related to you? Shantam papam, shantam papam, shantam papam. I am Shiva. What is it? Which Shiva it is? Not Kailasadipati Shiva. Shiva Swarupa. Prapanchopari Rahitam, Advaitam, Shantam, Shivam. So Atma Swarupa. What did he do? Somewhere he thought Shiva is Shivoham. And Shiva, 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 the name of Shiva would have given the punya. But Shivoham, Shivoham. Okay, some punya will be there. It can't be there because name of the Lord is involved. That's a different thing. But that is there. Had he known the truth, he would have said, who is Parvati? If I am Shiva, who is Parvati? Prakriti. See, look, don't think that Shiva, Parvati, Lakshmi, Narayan, these are heavenly couples. Okay? So no doubt in Puranic sense it is the Purusha Tattva and Prakriti Tattva. Purusha Tattva, that Shiva Tattva stands for Chaitanya Sarupa, Atma Tattva. Prakriti Tattva stands for Parvati Tattva, or if Vishnu, it is what? Lakshmi, Brahma, it is Saraswati. So that feminine aspect stands for the Prakriti Tattva, the masculine aspect, Purusha, stands for the Atma Tattva. So I am Shiva. Who is Parvati? Prakriti. So that is there. Why? Entire Jagat is product of Prakriti and Parameshwara. Kalidasa in the beginning of Raghuvamsha. Vagartha sampraktau vagartha pratipattaye jagatah pitarau vande Parvati Parameshwarau. I salute the original parents of this entire creation. Who? Parvati Parameshwara. Parameshwara stands for who? Chaitanya Sarupa, Atma, Brahma, Bhuma called here. Parvati stands for Prakriti Tattva. How they are so inseparable. Vagartha sampraktau. Sampraktau, blended. How? Not possible to separate that easily. Vak and arthau iva. Take a word and its meaning. Can you separate? Come on. Car. You think of a car word without the vehicle, corresponding vehicle. Mango. Think of it. Or, not a good example, Goa Kadi. So think now, since yesterday you know what it is, okay? Many of you may not have known that. Goa Kokam Kadi. So what? Think of that Kadi without that content. Sampraktau, blended. So, Parvati Parameshwara. Truly speaking, entire creation, only one Purusha is there. All are feminine, whether masculine or feminine, they are all feminine only. It says, in Vrindavan, there was one Goswami. Mirabai, great saintess. Mirabai wanted to meet him. So he sent a message. So it was one. So what Mirabai wants? Goswami sent a reply. No, was reply. I don't meet any Stri. What does it mean? He doesn't meet Stri means what? He is who? Purusha. Mirabai sent a counter note. Till now I thought there is only, in Vrindavan there is only one Purusha. Now I think the Goswami, second Purusha I found. When the reply came, Goswami ran to Mirabai to do namaskara. You know what Mirabai meant? Till now I was under the impression that in Vrindavan there is only one Purusha. Who is that Purusha? Krishna. But now I have found another one. Who is that? Goswami. And what she meant? Does she mean that Goswami also is what? Stri? In a sense, yes. Not Stri, but feminine principle. How? Prakriti. When you refer to the embodiment, it is nothing but what? Prakriti Tattva. Purusha Tattva is only, Chaitanya Swarupa Tattva is one. Satya Sai Baba gave this example. See, in a girls' high school, exclusively girls' high school, like women's college, there are no male students. They are staging a drama. And drama means what are there? Male characters are there, female also are there. But in this drama of the girls' high school, the male characters will be who? Girls only, but dressed like what? Male characters, is it not? But actually they are what? So also all men in the world are what? Feminine principle. but in the garb of what? The male character. Why? Embodiment starting from the gross body up to the antakarana is made up of Panchamaha Bhuta, product of Prakriti, feminine principle. Chaitanya Tattva alone is what? The Purusha Tattva. I think we should know this first, okay? Afterward, no problem. Inqilab, Jindabad, feminist crusade there will not be a room for feminist crusade as such. So that should be known. But that Purusha has to be directly discovered. So that is what. So that being the case. So Vichara is indispensable. So Vichara is necessary. So and that based on that. So merely saying I am Atma, Satya Sarupa, Brahma, Bhuma is not going to help like Shivoham, not knowing what Shiva is. So that being the case here he says. So that Yada Janati, one knows. How knows? He says, Samshayam Viparyasam Cha Nirakritya Visheshata. Visheshata in a direct manner. Specifically means what? Direct cognition. Free from Samshaya. Samshaya about what? Atma Swarupa, Bhuma Swarupa. Viparyasa, topsy-turvy notions, erroneous identification, taking the Anatma body, etc. as I. Having discarded all this, Visheshataha means Swarupataha, only in his true nature, Yada Janati. So when he gains the knowledge, Tada, then, by that means, what is this knowledge now? It is Sakshatkara, direct cognition of my Swarupa, true to its nature, not any topsy-turvy, no doubt, no erroneous notion about it. So that is what Atma Anubhava, or what is called as Aparoksha Anubhava, or Aparoksha Jnana, or also called as Atma Sakshatkara. Then Tada Vijnana, by that Vijnana, by such Atma Sakshatkara, Satyavadi Bhavi. The person becomes what? Satyavadi. So that is the true Satyavadi, or what is called as Ativadi. He becomes a Jnani. Now here, in stanzas 36 to 38, the subsequent upayas are being defined one by one, which appear in Chandogya Upanishad 781 to 722-1. Yada vai manute atha vijanati begins in 7:18:1 and ends in the 7:22:1. So until in all these things, what is manana, what is shraddha, what is nishtha, commitment, what is kriti, what is sukham, means knowledge of sukham. These 5 upayas will be explained, defined. Not only they will be defined, see, they are given the order: Vijnana, Manana, Shraddha, Nishtha, Kritihi, Sukham. These are the upayas given the order. It also, by defining them simultaneously, how the latter one is the cause of the former one. That also will be pointed out. Actually speaking, to gain Vijnana, you need not do anything. Oh, that is very good. Need not do anything in the sense, all that you need do is what? Manana, Shraddha, Nishtha, Kritihi and Sukham. If these are accomplished, automatically what? Vijnana has to take place. There is nothing separate. That's it. End is gained through the means. The sadhya is gained through the sadhana. Is it not? Upeya, the thing to be gained is through the upayas. So that's what simple. So that way, what are these? Let us see. First take manana. Vijnana hetur manana manvaya vatireka bhag. Shraddha manana hetu syadagamaacharya vakyayoho. Mananam Vijnana hetuhu ad bhavati. Mananam Vijnana hetuhu ad bhavati. How do you say so? Katham, add there katham, then add yasmat. Yasmat. Anvaya vatireka bhag. Yasmat to be added. Then anvaya, continue. Anvaya vatireka bhag. Manana hetuhu agamacharya vakyayoho shraddha syat. Manana hetuhu agamacharya vakyayoho shraddha syat. See now. Vijnana has to be gained. For which, what is necessary? Manana. So what is manana? Manana without Shravana is not possible. So manana means Shravana also is taken for granted. That's why he has said already Vicharaniyam. Vicharaniyam stands for what? Shravana. Actually Shravana means not listening. Shravana is what? Shru Vichare, inquiry. Inquiry as to what is my Swarupa, what I mistook myself to be I cannot be I. So what is the true I? All that Vichara as guided by Upanishad, Shruti. So that is what Vichara. So by that, what is to be done? So that, see, therefore see, in 34, Satyam Vijnana Mananadibhihi Vicharaniyam. Vicharaniyam, inquiry is indispensable. It is not like dhyana. How? In terms of these. So now it says, so Mananam Vijnana Hetu Bhavati. Manana is Vijnana Hetu. That is reflecting on whatever that is inquired in terms of Vichara, the Shravana had to be taken to. How? How do you say so? Katham? How is it so? Yasman, because of this reason. What is that reason? Anvaya Vatireka Bhag. If Manana is taken to, Vijnana is possible. Anvaya. Manana is not there, absent. Vijnana is not possible. Vatireka. You know, by now you should know what is Anvaya Vatireka. So, presence of a thing gives rise to something, Anvaya. Absence of a thing doesn't give rise to that Vatireka. So, that if Manana is there, Vijnana will be there. So, otherwise it is not so. Therefore, Manana is the cause of Vijnana. That is how it is deduced. Now, how Manana will take place? It says, Manana hetuhu agamacharya vakyayoho shraddhasya. Manana is possible provided one has got Shraddha. What is Shraddha? This is, one Bhashyakara gives as Astikya Buddhihi. It is so. It is like this. Why? I have got every reason to accept it. I have no reason to discard it. At the morning we have seen, in question and answer, etc. also we have seen. Shraddha. That is, there is every reason to accept it, no reason to reject it. So that's how it is Shraddha. Or, what is Shraddha? Shraddha nama phalavasham bhavitva nishchayaha. That ascertainment, first firm determination, the phala is bound to come on account of this. When can you say so? Provided you are confident about the authenticity of what is being given. Is it not? So that being the case, so he says, manana hetuhu, the cause of manana is what? Vijnana. No, other way. The cause of vijnana is manana. Vijnana hetuhu, manana. And then manana hetu, shraddha. The cause of manana is Shraddha. Shraddha in what? Agamacharya Vakyayohu. Vakyayohu, locative dual. In the Agama Vakya and Acharya Vakya. In the teaching given the Agama, Upanishad, Shruti. And how? In accordance with the teaching of the Acharya. The Acharya has no freedom to teach something from one's own pocket. At the same time, Agama, Shruti, Upanishad should not be inquired into independently. That both things. Both the Acharya, Guru and the Shastra have to go together. Why? This knowledge is such that it is not, Atma Vastu is not available for objectification. No words can ever define or describe Atma directly. At the same time, beside the word, there are no means of communication. The Upanishads have to make use of words, and therefore a special method of implication is applied. That implication, unless it is unfolded, what will happen? You will have more and more doubts only, but not the clarity. So that being the case, so the Guru, Acharya and Shastra have to go together. That's why it is said, Shastrajñopi svatantrena brahmanveshanam na kuryat. Maybe a great scholar, Shastrajna means not Vedanta he knows, not Atma he knows. So a great scholar, even then svatantrena, independently, for heaven's sake, don't inquire into the nature of Brahma. Why? He is not an ordinary person, scholar, great Pandit. Whatever that is their mistake, he will not admit that I have not understood. He will say what? What this Upanishad talk nonsense? If he concludes lifetime, he will not return to Upanishad. Some Westerners said it same. All these Upanishads are blabbering of humanity at its childhood. He had, that means audacity. He doesn't have that objective vision to accept that I have not discovered that. So this fellow sits with the dictionary in one hand and the Upanishad in the other hand, and then goes on what he can know from that. So therefore, they should be handled by a Acharya who knows the methodology of teaching, who has himself subjected to that discipline of learning, and that being the case, he says, so that is Agamacharya Vakyayoho. In the Agam and Acharya Vakya, Shraddha is Manana, because see, it is said, but I have not understood that. So how is it so? He takes the pros and cons, etc., and finally discuss. That's why morning I said Shraddha is like what? Seed capital in business. Shraddhan labhate jnanam samshayatma vinashati. Vinashati means not doesn't die, etc. He is useless for any purushartha in life. Leave alone. You see, if Shraddha is not there, you will not be able to survive in this world. When they go to the doctor, should you have Shraddha or not? Go to a lawyer. Shraddha or not. They may betray, that is a different thing. So, but you are supposed to have it. You should have Shraddha in yourself. You are walking. If you have no Shraddha that you can walk, will you be able to? No. For every blessed thing, what is required is Shraddha. But here, without Shraddha, life is just impossible. But here, we should verify whether the thing is Shraddharha or not. Shraddharha means what? Does it deserve our Shraddha or not? That we have to verify. We have Shraddha. What India today says, we have got Shraddha. What Times of India says, we have got Shraddha. What Midday says, we have got Shraddha. What Krishna says, what Vyasa says, big question mark. I always say, in this IT age, don't pledge your brain to information technology. If your bread is dependent on that, you do get it. But never pledge your brain to mass media at this thing. See, we totally ruined us. That's what the problem now. Nobody uses the brain. Om Swasti Prajabhya Paripalayanta Nyayena Margena Mahim Maheshaha Go Brahmanebhino Bhavantu Kale Varshatu Parjanya Prativi Sasya Deshoyam Shobharahita Brahmana Santu Nirbhaya Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhave Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari